A dangerous commute coming up. We talked to sheriff's officials who say someone is throwing full soda cans at semi-trucks.
A chaotic morning in Mingo County as a police chase a man on a UTV to a high school. We'll have more of that video and reaction from students.
Rain continues throughout the next few days and maybe even a little bit of snow. I'll have more on that right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
We start this half hour with a reward for information leading to an arrest. Last Friday, semi-trucks were hit with full Coke cans, sending one driver to the hospital. WYMT's Will Puckett reports from Breathitt County with what officials are saying about it.
They are dangerous random attacks.
In an incident like this, they're throwing it at the headlights. You know, they're lofting it toward the front of the trucks as they're passing.
On semi-trucks along Kentucky 15.
Both trucks, I believe, to be hit twice. The second truck in line in succession received the most serious damage. The pop can. They're throwing full pop cans. This pop can hit dead center in the windshield.
It is happening at the Breathitt and Wolfe County line in the early morning hours.
Because of the hours, most people are still in bed.
Officials believe the timeline is leading them towards people who travel out of eastern Kentucky for work.
More than likely, it'll prove to be just something that these young adults believe to be a prank or something funny to entertain themselves on their way to work, and they've not realized how dangerous it is.
Dangerous for the truck drivers and others who may be tailing behind.
Say it's a toxic, say it's a chemical truck, say it's they're hauling fluids that, if they wreck, then they're going to contaminate the earth. The spillage is going to run into the ditch lines, which could contaminate our water supply. They could hit a family of 4 trying to go to school.
Hoping the reward will spell a quick end to this dangerous act. In Breathitt County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
A driver was injured in Friday's incident. He was taken to the hospital but has since been released and is doing okay. Right now, state police are looking for an escaped inmate from western Kentucky with ties to the mountains. Get a good look at Daniel Bell. Police say he left a work release program in Paducah. They also think he stole a 2000 Chevrolet Silverado. He is from Paintsville and they think he could be headed back that way. If you know where he might be, you should give police a call. Difficult news today on the job front in London. We learned Conduit is laying off nearly 100 people. In a WARN notice, company officials say the cuts will take effect on or around April 25th. This elimination of jobs will impact approximately 99 employees. Officials cited a change in business needs of a client. You might remember last spring, the company cut roughly 97 other positions.
Of course, another gloomy Monday here in the mountains, and yes, we're going to be dealing with that rain as we head into the next few days. We'll go ahead and take you up to the National Weather Service camera in Jackson. It's been gloomy and rainy and gloomy, and then now even more rain. Now moving into the area, looking over into Jenkins along US 119 and US 23. Roads are pretty wet over there, so take it easy if you headed out tonight or tomorrow morning. As we look at pinpoint Doppler over really the past hour, we're starting to see a break for some of us from the rain, but we'll kind of see some heavier bands move in, a little bit of a break, and that'll continue as we head throughout the night tonight and into tomorrow morning. So looking at a pretty soggy night ahead, and with those soggy conditions and those cloudy conditions, we'll remain to about the mid-40s, so at least looking at a warmer night. And as we head into tonight, you're seeing those scattered rain chances really continuing. After midnight, they become way more scattered. We'll hang on to a few for those morning hours on Tuesday, but by the afternoon, we might start to clear out a little bit. Hang on to just a few rain chances, but our next system moves in Wednesday and Thursday, bringing possibly some snow back into the mountains. I'll have those details coming up.
All right, thank you, Paige. Governor Andy Beshear made stops in eastern Kentucky today, one in Hazard, the other in the city of Jackson. WYMT's Connor James was here in Hazard, where more than $4 million in funding was announced.
Good to see y'all. Thanks for coming out. Greeted by Hazard's band and Perry Central's cheerleaders, Governor Andy Beshear stopped in Hazard Monday.
So I put $100 million in this proposed budget just for rural road safety.
He focused on a variety of topics from infrastructure to the importance of rural hospitals. Governor Beshear also emphasized bringing coal severance money back to the communities they come from.
Now, there aren't enough of those dollars anymore, and every remaining dollar ought to come back to help build these communities up. It's just the right thing to do.
2 major grant announcements were awarded to the Perry County Fiscal Court. $500,000 to work on the Route 80 water systems interconnect and more than $3.5 million in funding to redo the Psych Center as they look to bring another 200 jobs.
We feel like it's going to be really what's going to help us ignite more economic growth.
If we invest in infrastructure, we continue to help lift these communities up, then we will start seeing businesses come back. We'll see a diversification of our economy.
Along the lines of diversification, Beshear talked about his idea of what that could look like in eastern Kentucky.
But we've got to start looking at new industries and new areas, what the economy will look like in the next 30 years, and let's pick things we can be number one in, like agriculture technology.
In that, he mentioned the vision of App Harvest and the work the USA Drone Port is doing. In Hazard, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Governor Beshear also stopped in Jackson this afternoon. There, he announced about $2 million in funding to help replace more than 16,000 feet of outdated water lines in Breathitt County. Kentucky tops a new report for the number of people testing positive for fentanyl. Millennium Health analyzed more than 1 million urine tests to arrive at the finding. The study showed around 16% of the samples tested positive for fentanyl. Kentucky also ranked in the top 10 for cocaine, meth, and heroin. Nationwide, the study showed an increase in positive tests for meth and fentanyl, but a decrease for cocaine and heroin. A Johnson County man died Saturday from injuries he suffered in a house fire. Officials tell us following the fire, Kenneth Stephen Castle was flown to Cabell Huntington Hospital where he later died. Castle's funeral is Thursday beginning at 2 at Phelps & Son Funeral Home. He was only 50 years old. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the disappearance of a Perry County man. This is a picture of 53-year-old Danny Napier. He also goes by the nickname Tin Can. At the time he went missing, officials believed he wound up in the North Fork of the Kentucky River. Since then, no sign of him. Now, many rivers were running high as flooding hit parts of the region on this day last year. DNA testing helped investigators identify a woman found dead in 1995. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says in July of 1995, 2 people were hunting off Piney Grove Road in Nancy, Kentucky, when they found the skeletal remains of a woman in a wooded area. That woman was Christy York Witcher of Allen County. She was reported missing in 1993. More than gold, that is what platinum catalytic converters are worth. It also takes just a few minutes to remove them from cars. Kyler Dunn and Dakota Baker are accused of stealing 13 of them between Stanton and Clay City in Powell County. So how did Stanton police catch the suspects? A common thread in their investigation was a white Chevy with black wheels.
Based on the timeline, we figured, they're going to be local. They're not going to be somebody that came through, stole something and left. So we started looking for that vehicle.
Police found most of the stolen items at an apartment complex. Dunn and Baker were arrested and charged with theft and receiving stolen property. Additional charges may be coming for the pair as more people could come forward. A frantic morning on the campus of Mingo Central High School just across the Kentucky border in West Virginia. A man led police on a chase dangerously close to students outside. Now here's some video sent to us from Dalton Messer. You can see there just how close it came to him and other students. Luckily, they're all safe tonight. Investigators eventually caught up to this man, Zachary Fowler. It's unclear what initially led to the chase. WYMT's Buddy Forbes is in Mingo County with reaction.
A wild morning for students at Mingo Central High School.
Watch him hit me or something.
As seen in this video by Dalton Messer.
It's definitely not something that happens every day up here anywhere, but it was the talk of the school just about the entire day once it had happened.
When Zachary Fowler drove onto the school's campus Monday, spinning his side-by-side in several of the school's grassy areas.
Somebody came out here and
Just had fun in the mud.
Creating a chaotic energy that spread throughout the day and making students feel a little unsafe.
The thing that makes me worried is they didn't even put us on a lockdown or tell anyone about it. We just figured it out from the videos and rumors.
Investigators say Fowler is the man who came onto the campus and did donuts in several areas before driving away when the sheriff's department showed up.
I hope that they find him, and I hope that they prosecute him and punish him for what he's done.
Fowler was caught and arrested, taken into magistrate court Monday afternoon.
Go ahead and start your arraignment.
He now faces several charges.
ATV on the center line, destruction of property ×2, assault on school employee, battery ×3, fleeing with a vehicle, and obstruction ×3.
Magistrate Donald Sansom pointed out that he does not believe Fowler is taking the event seriously.
You've got to learn from your mistakes. You know, you kind of give me the impression that you're taking this a little lightly.
Officials say they hope this arrest will show others that crimes like this are more than just a little fun in the mud. In Mingo County, West Virginia, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Fowler is being held on a $75,000 bond. One county is celebrating a Kentucky horse racing legend. In Bourbon County, a new festival kicking off this year will celebrate the legendary horse Secretariat. They hope to make the event an annual thing, and it just so happens that the first one coincides with the 50th birthday of one of the greatest thoroughbreds that ever lived. The event also includes tours of famous horse farms, including the one Secretariat called home.
Making sure that there are a lot of different kinds of things for everybody to do, from the smallest child to the eldest individual, making sure that there's enough for them to do to keep them.
The festival starts on Thursday, April 16th in Paris with the Big Red Gala. It continues for the next 3 days, coming to an end on Sunday afternoon.
And we're going to see more rain as we head into the next few days, especially Wednesday into Thursday. Temperatures drop, which means snow can move into the mountains. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
And a Kentucky family has taken a long path to help their son with his seizures. Hear about their support for legalizing medical marijuana.
When you see